Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And in today's episode, the topic is, are the Lakers good enough to become an NBA dynasty? So that's the topic I want to get into in today's video. But before we get into that, I want you guys to please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, be sure to check out our Dreamerspro Podcast, which we have linked in the description below. And also be sure to be on the lookout for our Dreamerspro website, dreamerspro.com, which will be launching very soon, and we're really excited about that. So let me just get into the topic here. And this really came from some of the comments I've been reading from some Laker fans and some people in the media, just paying attention to what people are saying in sports media, and the idea sort of came to me. So as you all know, the Lakers just recently gave contract extensions to Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Now, they gave Anthony Davis an extension. If I'm looking at the contract, I'm not going to go into the details. He signed a $190 million 5-year max contract with the Lakers over the next 5 years. And as all of you know, his agent Rich Paul is with Clutch Sports, who's one of LeBron James's friends. And I think he deserved every penny that he got, because obviously he had tremendous numbers last season. If we look at his numbers last season, the guy averaged 26.1 points per game, 9.3 rebounds, 3.2 assists. During the regular season, he shot 50% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, 85% from the free throw line. Got you 1.5 steals, 2.3 blocks. A case could have been made that Anthony Davis could have been, at least one of the top voters for regular season MVP, and certainly Defensive Player of the Year, which both of those awards went to Giannis Antetokounmpo. So that was the first major signing that the Lakers did to sort of solidify their future moving forward, because he's going to be one of the cornerstones of that organization. And then LeBron James, who's fresh off of his fourth NBA title and fourth Finals MVP. He signed a 2-year extension with the Lakers, which is a 2-year max contract, which is the first time I heard about that, a 2-year max. I never heard that type of contract before. Apparently they exist. He signed a 2-year max contract for $86 million, so paying him like 42.5 or whatever, $42 million or $43 million a year for the next 2 years. And I think that's going to take him into his 19th and 20th NBA season from what I heard. Now, LeBron James himself, I think he's played in the league for how many seasons? I can't find it. He's has 17 years of experience, according to NBA.com. Last season, the guy had tremendous numbers for his age, man. 25.3 points per game, 7.8 rebounds, 10.2 assists. He shot, 49% from the field, which is pretty much what he shoots around 50% from the field. Actually, that was a low for him, because years before he shot 54, 55. So LeBron has been very efficient for the entirety of his career from the floor, because a lot of his shots go to the basket, and he understands the strengths, which is really important, that you work towards your strengths, not your weaknesses. He shot 35% from the 3-point line, which is actually an improvement, 1 percentage point improvement on the year before. He shot 69% from the free throw line, but he's never really been a good free throw shooter, although earlier times in his career he shot above 75% from the free throw line. He got you 1.2 steals and 0.5 blocks. So LeBron James, again, deserves every single penny, not just for what he did for the Lakers, but what he does for the league. So I'm not one of those type of people that's going to, discount the guy or shortchange him in any way, shape, or form. So they've secured these two players moving forward. The only thing is LeBron is older, right? LeBron will be, by the time the end of that contract, 39, 40 years old. So that's something to pay attention to. Another thing to look at, if we're going to address this question, is Rob Pelinka, who's the GM of the team. The guy has shown over the last 2 seasons to, number one, be very nimble, be quick on his feet. After the Clippers ended up signing Kawhi Leonard, he was able to make some quick moves, pick up some other pieces. So he's very good. He's very quick, working on his feet. He's made a lot of great pickups over the last 2 seasons by, number one, getting Anthony Davis there, although getting him there was such a hard sell with LeBron there and all of this, but still, he was a GM there. And all the subsequent pieces that he picked up last season, able to put together a championship roster, trusting Frank Vogel as the head coach, so as a defensive-minded coach. So Rob Pelinka seems like he knows what he's doing. He has a pedigree there. He has pull in that town. The former agent of the late and great Kobe Bryant. So Rob Pelinka seems like he has the ability to be a great team builder. So they have that working in their favor. Now, there's also the lore of LA and the Lakers, right? LA is one of the most desired places to live in the United States, although I don't understand why. I mean, obviously I've been there because it's beautiful, but the taxes, man, I just don't understand the thing about the taxes. But if you have the money and you're willing to part with a considerable amount of your, I mean, if you earn over 500,000 a year and you're willing to part with a considerable amount of your income and it doesn't really hit you as much, then I guess it doesn't matter. But a lot of people like LA because it's beautiful, has nice weather, the vibe. I've been there; it's really nice. And also the Lakers. The Lakers are a storied organization. You go play with the Lakers, you're a rock star pretty much. I mean, you're playing for the most storied franchise in the NBA. With the Los Angeles Lakers, and they just dominated the league as far as championships in the last 20 years. It's just been surreal. So you're going to be playing with the Lakers, and that's maybe a big free agent draw, and it's a factor when thinking about building success moving forward with players being attracted to that city and that organization. So that's something else to pay attention to. Now, to address the question directly, they would need to attract more stars to surround their players with, because LeBron James is older. As I said before, he's going to be pushing 38, 39, 40, and he's not going to be able to play at this level forever because he's not Superman. He's going to get older, right? So they need to be able to attract other stars. There's been some comments of Giannis Antetokounmpo being open to playing with the LeBron and an Anthony Davis. So for this dynasty to work, they're going to need more pieces, right? They're going to need, now if LeBron was 30, and Anthony Davis is in the middle of his prime, then they absolutely have a chance. But given the fact that their best player, some say is their best player, is getting older, then they need to be able to attract stars. I think whenever you're talking dynasty, you're talking 3 championships, right? It doesn't need to be 3 championships back to back to back. It can be 3 championships in 4 years, 3 championships in 5 years. The Golden State Warriors got 3 championships in 5 years. Kevin Durant was there for 2 of them, and then Stephen Curry there for 1 of them. I think the Golden State Warriors won the first one, lost the second one in Cleveland, and then I think they won the next 2. So that's a legitimate NBA dynasty. For you to be a dynasty, you need at least 3 NBA titles. So if we look at dynasties in the league, you may think of the Golden State Warriors, you may think of the Kobe and Lakers Shaq. They won 3 in a row. And then you think of the Chicago Bulls. You think of the San Antonio Spurs as well. That's also in dynasty. They have 5 championships, I think, in 20 years or so. So they will definitely need to attract other players and keep putting out different iterations of this team for them to be successful. And if they can do that, assuming that Rob Pelinka can remain nimble on his feet, can be able to draft well in the draft, and really attract other star free agents to the team, then absolutely they have a chance. Now, some people assume that, hey, listen, they're going to run off the next 2 like Shannon Sharp, right? But I don't think other teams in the Western Conference are just sitting there waiting for all of this to happen. Other teams are making moves. Other teams in the West are getting better. Phoenix Suns are getting better. The Clippers are still there. You have the Denver Nuggets. You have other teams. So it's not like as if other teams are just going to sit down and lay down and say, okay, go ahead and run off 2 or 3 more championships. No, other teams want a piece of the action too. So do they have a chance to do it? Yes. Do I think it will happen? No, but it's possible. I'm not saying it is. It's impossible. It's absolutely possible. So, sure, they can do it. In my opinion, I think they can do it. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think the Lakers are good enough to become an NBA dynasty? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Also, be sure to check out our other video that we're going to have linked at the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're going to enjoy that one as well. So please make sure you check that video out. Once again, this is Charles here from Dreamerspro. Wishing you guys an amazing day. Peace.